It might throw you off. There you go. Look at Larry's shirt. That's how you see H2O, and it is H2O, but it takes you a bit, you know.
It does.
That's right. That's right. So.
And I love that. I would not have seen the shirt because, again, Larry has, friends of him have told me he has the best beard in Southeast Texas.
Why, thank you very much.
Very nice.
Thank you.
That's
I grew up myself, so yeah.
That takes a lot. Pool maintenance and beard maintenance.
Well, yeah.
True.
Pools are a lot easier than the beards.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah.
Well, first let's start with that because how long has H2O been in Southeast Texas?
Ooh, Southeast Texas, we opened in 2008, January. And so it's been a while. We've been doing this for since 1998.
Wow.
So 27 years in the business. It's all I know how to do. I can't
That's amazing.
really do anything else but pools, and that's been my specialty.
Well, you look very young. I can't believe you must have been a kid when you started.
I was 19 when I started. I'm
figured.
46 now, about to be 47. So it's been a journey and it's been a fun one. So I really enjoy what I do.
Well, Emily, did you start this with them, or did you?
No, I married into it. Yes, but I love it. Yes.
Well, tell me about it for someone who does. How is this season? Because you're here to give us tips on preparing your pool, because this is the time when you should start doing that.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, this time of year, so a lot of people get surprised because you've gone through the winter and you've been able to be lazy because the water's been cold. Well, the water temperature is about to turn 65, but once it turns 65, algae starts to bloom.
Wow.
And it can happen within hours. So you'll have a crystal clear pool, water temp hits 65, and now you have a swamp. And now you're spending a couple $100 getting it back to clear, a lot of aggravation and time that you could have just.
And this is before and after. Y'all do a fantastic
Before and
job.
after, yes.
Yeah, so that's what we do right there. But you know, if you're not staying on top of your circulation, you know, making your water move, and your filtration, you know, moving the water through the filter, and then keeping your chemistry right, you're going to lose your pool. And so there's a couple of things that you need to take look at this time of year as far as chemistry goes, and she's going to cover that.
Yeah, Emily, tell us on that.
So water chemistry, usually in the wintertime, you know, you're not paying attention or as close attention as you are in the summer. So the first thing that we like to do is go out and check your stabilizer level. And stabilizer kind of acts like a sunscreen for your chlorine, if you will. So it's going to make it last longer. So we want that level to be between 30 and 80 parts per million. And once you've got that, you can move on to your phosphates. You want your phosphate level to be 0. Phosphates are algae food, and we don't want algae in swimming pools. So once we've got that under control at 0, alkalinity, we'd like that to be at 100 parts per million, and your pH about 7.4. And your chlorine probably range between 3 and 5. And later in the summer, you'd want to bump that up, but just to get it going and to get it started up. And also, if you have a saltwater pool, you'd like that to be at 3,200 parts per million.
Wow,
So
yeah, that's a whole totally different aspect of it, because saltwater compared
saltwater
to
versus just your regular old chlorine pool.
Well, tell me, as far as, Emily, when you get, because obviously, like Larry said, once you it's almost on yourself to keep up with that water temperature, because 65 can just come and you might miss that day or a few days, and then you're in really trouble. It would be more expensive for you to fix the issue.
It would definitely be more expensive. And this is the time of year that it's about to turn from 60 to 65 degrees in just days. A couple of days of 70-degree temperature, and we will hit that on water temperature. Yeah. And as soon as it does, you know, like just before that happens, just make sure your pump's working good and running 8 to 12 hours a day, and your filter is clean, and your chemistry is perfect. Once you have that, you'll have a crystal clear pool. It's healthy to swim in, safe to swim in, and you can enjoy it all season long.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So for obviously a lot of folks, you know, once you have the pool, the homeowner might obviously, you know, maintain it, but pretty much each time you start it, you should call us, like H2O or somebody who's an expert, right?
So a lot of people call us this time of year to do exactly what I just said, to have an expert look at their pump, listen to their pump, clean their filter, make sure there's no leaks, make sure there's no blockages. She'll come in and do the chemistry. One of our people will come in and do the chemistry and get it all balanced for you. So whenever you do flip that switch to 65 degrees, it's officially pool season. You don't have any surprises. You have a clear pool, and it's, like I said, healthy and safe to swim in for your family.
Well, how about when it starts, like events like, you know, let's hopefully not, but when you have the storms, the hurricanes, or even when it gets really hot, that's possibly later in the season. How do you keep with that? Is that something that you suggest people to kind of keep a regular maintenance with you guys? Because I know it's very hard for, you know, a homeowner to keep up with. They might want to, but it's still a challenge.
Yeah, well, we would prefer that you hire us to do the job completely, but we realize that most people are DIY kind of people. Pools are not super hard to take care of. It's just mainly a time thing, I think, for a lot of people. So if you have the time and you're doing it yourself, there are a few pointers that we do on the chemistry that we change in the summertime, and I'll let her address those points.
So in the summertime, or like if a hurricane is coming, or even if a big storm is coming, lots of rain, typically bumping up your chlorine is number one, and maybe lowering your pH a little bit. Yeah, just so that you can stay on top of it, making sure also that your filter and your pump are running during those times.
Right.
But mostly in the summertime, you want to definitely bump up maybe how many tablets you're putting in your water. So.
Well, let's talk about your business. My goodness, I can't even imagine what you're about to start. I mean, talk about busy season. This is your busy season. How do you get it all done? Because, you know, you are based in Orange, but you cover our entire area.
All of the Golden Triangle, correct. Yeah, so we start prepping for the season in November of the previous year. So we've been prepping all winter long. We've made our hires. We've trained our new hires. We've got everybody up to speed as far as what we expect from our people. So we're all ready and geared up, ready for the phone to ring. And just like I said, with the water temperature being a light switch, this industry, once that water temperature hits 65, a lot of pools turn green. A lot of people go out there and they find their pumps broken, their filters dirty. They need to call us.
Needs help immediately.
Needs help immediately. We're here. We're here. We're ready. We're on standby and waiting for the phone to ring. And every year, just like clockwork, it rings off the hook, and we hustle until just about Labor Day, and until it slows down. So if you see me in Home Depot wave, I'll be like Speedy Gonzalez.
Really speedy. Don't keep you long. Just say a quick hi.
Back to the next pool. Yeah, we'll be super busy.
Well, here's the information. You're at 409pool.com. You can go to that website and get everything. So I encourage you, do it now, because it's almost going to be that temperature now. They're ready for the work, so you're not bothering them. But we really appreciate it. Larry and Emily Tyson with H2O. So good to meet you.
Thanks for having me.
You're really great.
Thank
you very much.
I wish you, we'll say hi, but not keep you too long on the line.
Okay.
Absolutely.
We'll be back with more after this. Stay with us.